want to thank you for the opportunity to help you with your mortgage needs, and I wanted to take a minute and share with you the process that your file is going to go through as we take this journey together to get your home loan done. First, I'm going to put your file together. I'll be in touch with you. We'll review all the numbers and everything that's important about the file. And then when I'm finished with it, I will pass it on to my assistant. She's like a transaction coordinator, and she will go through the file, finish the setup process, and then from there, we'll move on to our processor. And our processor's job is to verify everything that you've given us. She's going to double check your tax returns, your bank statements, your pay stubs, verify your employment, and do all of that. And once she's through with your file, then it'll be submitted to underwriting. And the underwriter's job is to make sure we're in compliance with all federal laws and lender guidelines. And that underwriting process takes a couple of days, but she'll go through and basically triple and quadruple check all the work that me and my team have done ahead of time. And then your file will come out of underwriting, and when it does, we'll get what's called a conditional approval, where the underwriter will give us some conditions that she'd like us to meet. And then we will reach out to you again. Normally it'll either be me or my assistant. We'll reach out to you to gather up all those conditions. And here's the thing, we would love it if the minute we call you for something, you drop everything and you go and grab it and get it to us in the next 5 minutes. However, we know that's not realistic, so we'd really appreciate it when we call if you could get it to us the same day or the next day. And the reason for that is, just picture a conveyor belt. Your file is sitting on that conveyor belt moving along, and the second we ask for something, that conveyor belt comes to a stop and it's not moving. Then once we get that back from you, we can put it in the file and it gets moving again. So we like to keep your file on track and moving, so it's super important that you get us what we need as quickly as you can. So ideally same day or very next day. Then once we have all those conditions, we resubmit your file back to underwriting. The underwriter goes through and checks everything off, makes sure that we've met all of her conditions, and then from there we should get a final approval, and your file will go to the closing department. Now the closing department will then prepare the documents, send them to title, where we'll review all the final numbers and get that all dialed in, and then send you out what's called a closing disclosure, or we abbreviate it and call it a CD. So we will send out that closing disclosure, and you have 3 days to review that. This is a new federal law that went into place just a few months ago, where you'll have 3 days to review that before you can actually sign on your mortgage. And then the next day after you sign is when your loan will fund and record. So as you can see, there's a lot to the process. And that process normally takes anywhere from 30 to 40 days realistically to get done. And we'll communicate with you every step of the way and make sure that your file's moving through the process nicely. And anytime during that, if you have any questions, please reach out to us and we'll get those answered for you.